the frame because we don't really require a picture for this, but you have a nice picture that you want to put in there. Well, very simply, you just insert the observation, and it's going to come in just like this without the frame. You put your cursor right below the word repair, and right here you put in 2 pick frames. Click, you're done. Now you can put your cursor in, click here to insert your picture, and then we can go in and we can insert the picture of the improper splice, and we happen to have one. You click on the photo and you want to circle that improper splice, and there you go. Now you want to put a second repair price for this, you can, or you can just make this repair price a little bit higher to cover that cost. But let's say you don't want to do that. Let's say you want a separate price for that. So you just basically lock the form, you put in your new price for that, and then what you want to do is you put your cursor in front of the 200 and simply hit enter until you get to that location, and then you're done. So now we've got a few observations in the sub-panel section. As you're walking around, you show up to a outlet, and you see that the outlet is overheated. It looks burnt, it looks damaged, so you want to double click on none, and again the drop down here is only going to be related to those outlets. That's it. So you want to come here and you want to go, okay, well, overheated, where are we going to find that? Oh, overheating. Boom. An outlet is overheated at the, and then you want to put where? At the master bathroom, at the living room, in the kitchen, in the, so throughout the report, you're going to see these question marks that blink. That requires you to add where it is you're finding this problem. Here again, we've got a photo situation of the outlet. So you want to click here and you want to go ahead and pick the photo that's appropriate. We don't have one right now. We're just going to use anything. And again, if you wanted to point at it or circle the item, you can do that right there. Now you're going to go ahead and protect the form, and you're going to say, okay, 200 to 350 as an example, and what we're going to do here is we're going to replace that that outlet. So we're going to go back here, and then we're going to come and we're going to probably put partially inspected because this property is occupied. So now you keep going through the inspection, and you wind up 20 minutes later in the kitchen, and you find that a GFC eye did not trip. Simply put the cursor down below, click here again, GFC eye did not trip. Where? Kitchen. And you can make this more money, or you have the choice of coming here and adding another fee, and then all you simply do is grab that fee, and you see what happened there, and then you come down, and there you go. Now here we have a situation where the sections are cut in half because of a page break. We want to leave that alone during the course of the inspection and while you're filling out the report. That's something that I'm going to show you how to wrap up towards the end of the inspection report writing process. Do not mess with that while you're on site or while you're writing your report, because you'll come back here and you'll add something here and it'll push this down again and it'll mess everything up. So you want to leave that for the end. Just work with it the way it is like this and you're good. So you have found some extension cord wiring during your inspection. You click here, extension cord. Where did we find it? Well, we found it in the living room. And let's say that we found it in the living room, and then 5 minutes later we walked into a guest bedroom and we found it there as well. Are we going to put another observation in here? No. We're simply going to add that to the living room. So we're going to put living room, and then we're just going to come in and add a column, and we're going to put guest bedroom. Now, you noticed I didn't put and guest bedroom, because what will happen if I do that is if I find it in one other location, now I got to go back and modify the report. So let's say 5 minutes later I walk in the kitchen and I find extension cord wiring below the cabinets. All I have to do is put my cursor behind the word bedroom, comma, kitchen. Extension cords in the living room, guest bedroom, kitchen of the property should not be used as permanent wiring. So we have a situation. We can now put in 2 pictures. Here we found one in the living room, and here we found one in the guest bedroom as an example. So now we've got our 2 pictures in. So now we need to put in our price, protect the form, and we drop in a price. Simple as that. Distribution wiring is almost always partially inspected because we never see all of it. Okay? So let's just say that we're done with the inspection. of the electrical section. We're at the end of our inspection, and we've got nothing else to report on the electrical section. We want to go ahead and take this section. There was no second sub panel, so we want to again highlight that entire row and backspace it out of there. And then we want to protect the form and make sure all of these status symbols are answered. So we did not inspect the AC panel distribution disconnects. We partially inspected the switches. We partially inspected the distribution wiring. We partially inspected the light fixtures. So we unprotected document, and now we've got all of these answered, and we've got all of our observations in there, our pictures, and we've got our cost summaries in there. So the next thing to do is double click on the first question mark, and the way we usually do it is we just do a quick math. We do we do here 700. We've got what, 7, 8, 9, about 10, well, we'll say about $1,000, $1,200 So we've got, with this 800, we got about $2,000. So what we want to do is we want to double click on the first, and we want to give some round numbers. We want to start a little bit lower, so we're going to start in the $1,200 mark, and then we're going to go to the $2,200 mark. Okay, so that gives them a wide range of more or less what we think is going to cost them to get this repaired. Now, there's 3 question marks down here, and you've got 2 choices. You either double click on the question marks and you pick one of these limitations, which the cover could not be removed at the time of the inspection, or we're going to pick the power was off to the property, or we don't have any of those 2, so we're simply going to delete. Now, if you do have a limitation that is not in the drop down, that's fine. Double click the 3 arrows and write it in. We could not find the panel, the property was whatever, congested, whatever it is that you want to put in there. You can type in anything you want to type in there. Okay, so now the electrical section, for all intended purposes, is complete. Okay, so now let's say that the report was complete, and I'm going to do this at the end of every section video so that you can really get how to do this. The report is all complete like this. Every section is complete. So you're going to go to your electrical section, which we just said is complete, and we're going to note, well, we're going to put this up in the report summary. So there are a few repairs that need to be done. So the first thing you want to do is you want to highlight both of these sections, the blank space and the no discernible significant repairs, and you want to hit delete. That is going to remove it from the report summary, and it's going to allow us to put in our findings. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Well, we're going to double click subpanel header, and we're going to click the arrow up, and that's going to send it to the report summary. We're going to double click on the repair item observation and the photo, and we're going to click on the arrow, and that's going to send it up to the summary. Now, we don't want to send this because it's not that important, so we didn't. When we double clicked here and went to the photo and clicked the arrow, this is the only thing we sent up to the report summary. This is here in the body of the report, but it's not in the report summary. Okay, so we made that decision. Here we go with the outlets. Well, an outlet is overheated, a little bit important, so we're going to double click it and go to the picture as well, and we're going to send it up, and it doesn't matter what order you do this in, but you have to remember to double click the header as well and send it up to the report summary. Okay, all right, so we've got some extension cord wiring, so we want to double click on that, but we do not want to double click on the photos. Because if we send both of these photos up to the report summary, it puts one photo on the top and one photo on the bottom, making the report very long. So we want to double click on this alone, send it up, pick one of the pictures, send it up, and then double click on the header and send it up. Now, this total electrical cost summary section is already in the report summary. So once we've got everything in the electrical section that we want sent up to the report summary, then we want to update the table, and then the next button right next to it takes us to the report summary. So we're going to scroll up to the top of the report summary now, and we're going to see what we've done. Okay, electrical, we put in subpanel, we put in the double tap, and there's the photo of it. Outlets, and there's the photo of the overheated outlet, or pretending that's the photo of the overheated outlet. And number 7, distribution wiring. There's the extension cord wiring with the one photo that we chose. And then right below it, total electrical cost summary. So as you can see, now our report summary has the 1, 2, 3 more significant points of the electrical section in the report summary, and it has a total cost summary for the electrical section right in here as well. Okay, so that is how you complete the electrical section and how you send the important findings to the report summary. Thank you for watching this video. Next section is on air conditioning. Please do not hesitate to call us with any questions.